Lorraine Parker stared at the number on her phone screen. $127. That was everything she had left, her entire bank account. After 18 years as an emergency room nurse, after working double shifts and covering holidays, after giving everything to Phoenix Medical Center, this is what remained. $127. Her daughter Emma needed insulin. $350 a month. Without insurance, without her job, without anything between them and disaster. Lorraine had 15 days before her health coverage ended. 15 days to figure out how to keep her 17-year-old daughter alive. She sat in her car in the hospital parking lot at 11:30 p.m. Last shift, last paycheck, last time she'd walk through those doors as an employee. The layoff notice had been brief. Budget cuts. 40% of the nursing staff gone. Nothing personal, just business. Lorraine looked at her hands. These hands had saved lives, had held dying patients, had worked through the pandemic when everyone else stayed home. And now, they were empty.
Lorraine drove home slowly. Her Honda Civic had 200,000 miles on it. The check engine light had been on for 6 months. She pulled into the driveway of the small house she rented in South Phoenix, $1,200 a month. She was current, but barely. Inside, her neighbor Mrs. Chen sat on the couch with Emma curled up beside her, asleep. Mrs. Chen stood when Lorraine entered. "How did it go?" Lorraine tried to smile. "It went." Mrs. Chen squeezed her arm. "That girl needs you strong. You'll figure it out." After Mrs. Chen left, Lorraine sat at the kitchen table. She pulled out a notebook and did the math she'd been avoiding. Rent, $1,200. Utilities, $200. Emma's insulin, $350. Food, $300 minimum. Total, $2,150 a month. Her last paycheck, $1,800 after taxes. Unemployment, maybe $900 a month if approved. The math didn't work. It had never worked. She'd been running on fumes for years, and now the tank was empty.
Emma stirred on the couch. "Mom?" Lorraine walked over and sat beside her daughter. "Hey, baby. Sorry I'm late." Emma sat up, rubbing her eyes. She was 17, but looked younger when she was sleepy. Dark hair falling around her face. Brown eyes that saw too much. "Did they really let you go?" Lorraine nodded. Emma's face crumbled. "What about my insulin?" "We'll figure it out." "But Mom, without insurance, it's $350 a month. You don't have that." Lorraine pulled her daughter close. "I'll find a way. I always do." But this time, she didn't know if that was true. Emma had been diagnosed with type 1 diabetes at 14. The insulin wasn't optional. It was life or death. Lorraine had watched other parents ration insulin, trying to make a month's supply last 6 weeks. She'd seen teenagers go into diabetic ketoacidosis because their families couldn't afford the medication. She would not let that happen to Emma. "I promise you," Lorraine whispered, "you will have your insulin, no matter what." Emma looked up at her mother. "I could get a job." "You're in high school. Your job is to study." "Mom, I'm 17. I can work." "No," Lorraine's voice was firm. "You focus on school. I'll handle this." But she had no idea how.
3 days later, Lorraine walked out of a job interview at a clinic across town. They'd offered her a position. Part-time, $15 an hour, no benefits. She'd taken it. It wasn't enough, but it was something. She walked toward the bus stop. Her Civic had finally died that morning. The transmission, the mechanic said, $3,000 to fix. She'd left it at the shop and took the bus to the interview.
The Phoenix heat pressed down on her even at 8 p.m. July in the desert. 105 degrees during the day, still 95 at night. She was exhausted, bone tired, the kind of tired that doesn't go away with sleep. She decided to cut through the parking lot of a closed gas station, shorter route to the bus stop. That's when she saw him.
A man sat on the curb next to a fallen motorcycle, a big Harley-Davidson, chrome gleaming under the streetlight. The man was massive, probably 6'3", 240 pounds, leather vest covered in patches. Tattoos ran up his arms, across his neck, even on his knuckles. The vest had a large patch on the back. Mongols MC, 1%. Lorraine knew what that meant. Outlaw motorcycle club, the 1%ers, the ones who didn't follow society's rules. The man was sweating heavily. His shook. Lorraine stopped. Every instinct told her to keep walking. This was none of her business. She had enough problems. But 18 years as an ER nurse had trained her eyes. She saw things other people missed. The way his hands trembled, the pallor of his skin, the rapid, shallow breathing. Those were symptoms. She stepped closer. Lorraine approached cautiously. "Sir, are you okay?" The man looked up. His eyes were unfocused, dilated pupils, confusion. He tried to speak, but the words came out slurred. Forgot my... Lorraine knelt down, keeping a safe distance. "What did you forget?" "Insulin, diabetic, left it at home." Lorraine's professional training kicked in. She recognized hypoglycemia immediately, dangerously low blood sugar. "When did you last eat?" "This morning." That was 12 hours ago. His body was shutting down. "Do you have glucose tablets?" He shook his head weakly. A car pulled into the lot. A woman got out, saw Lorraine with the biker, and got back in her car immediately, locked the doors. Lorraine looked around. The gas station was closed, boarded up. The nearest store was 6 blocks away. She pulled out her phone, called 911. The operator answered. "What's your emergency?" "I have a diabetic man in severe hypoglycemia. I need an ambulance." "What's your location?" Lorraine gave the address. "Ma'am, we have 3 emergencies ahead of you. Estimated time is 45 minutes. "He doesn't have 45 minutes. "I'm sorry, ma'am. That's the best we can do." The call ended. Lorraine looked at the man. He was fading, consciousness slipping. 45 minutes was too long. She stood up and looked around. There was a convenience store 4 blocks away. She could see the lights. She could run there, buy orange juice and candy, be back in under 10 minutes. But it would cost money. She pulled out her wallet, $127, the money she needed for Emma's insulin. If she spent it now, she'd be even further from being able to afford Emma's medication. A truck drove past, slowed down. The driver looked at Lorraine and the biker, shook his head and kept driving. The man on the curb slumped sideways. His breathing became labored. Lorraine made her decision. She started running. Lorraine ran 4 blocks in the Phoenix heat. Her scrubs stuck to her back. Her lungs burned. She burst into the convenience store. The clerk looked up, startled. "I need orange juice and chocolate, fast." Lorraine grabbed a bottle of Tropicana, grabbed 3 Snickers bars, ran to the counter. The clerk rang it up, $10.75. Lorraine handed over a 20, grabbed the change without counting, and ran back out. She ran the 4 blocks back. Her knees screamed. She wasn't built for sprinting anymore. 55 years old and out of shape. But she ran anyway. When she got back to the gas station lot, the man was on his side, eyes closed. "No, no, no." Lorraine dropped to her knees beside him. "Sir, can you hear me?" Nothing. She unscrewed the orange juice cap, lifted his head, poured a small amount into his mouth. His eyes fluttered. "Come on, swallow. You have to swallow." He coughed. Juice dribbled down his chin. She tried again. This time he swallowed. Good. That's good. Again? She gave him more, opened a Snickers bar and broke off a piece. Put it in his mouth. Chew this. Come on. His jaw moved slowly.
5 minutes passed. Lorraine sat on the ground next to him, monitoring his breathing. His color started returning. The shaking decreased. 10 minutes. His eyes opened fully. He looked at her. What happened? You had a hypoglycemic episode. Severe one. You helped me. You needed help. He sat up slowly, wincing. I don't even know your name. Lorraine Parker. He looked at the empty juice bottle, the candy bar wrappers. You bought this for me. Yes. Why? Because you were dying. He stared at her for a long moment. Most people wouldn't have stopped, not for someone who looks like me. Lorraine glanced at his vest, the patches, the tattoos. I'm a nurse. I don't see jackets. I see symptoms. In the distance, sirens approached. Did you call 911? Yes, but they said 45 minutes. That was too long. The man reached into his vest pocket, pulled out a card. My name is Jake Morgan. This is my lawyer's number. Call tomorrow at 10 a.m. Lorraine took the card. I don't want money. I'm glad you're okay. I know you don't want money. That's exactly why you need to call.
An ambulance arrived. Paramedics jumped out. One of them, a young man, looked at Jake, looked at his vest. His expression changed. Sir, are you injured? Jake stood up slowly. No, I'm fine now. This woman saved my life. The paramedic turned to Lorraine. You administered aid? I'm a nurse. He was hypoglycemic. I gave him glucose. The paramedic nodded. Smart move. A police cruiser pulled up. Officers stepped out. Everything okay here? The paramedic answered. Diabetic emergency, handled by civilian. No transport needed. The officer looked at Jake, looked at Lorraine, back to Jake. Sir, you gonna be all right to ride that bike? Jake nodded. I'm good. Just need to eat something real. The officer hesitated. He clearly recognized the Mongol's vest, but Jake hadn't broken any laws. All right, be safe. The police and ambulance left. Jake picked up his motorcycle. It was heavy, but he lifted it like it weighed nothing. He looked at Lorraine one more time. Call that number, tomorrow, 10 a.m. Then he started the engine and rode away into the night. Lorraine stood alone in the parking lot. She pulled out her wallet, checked the cash. She'd spent $10.75 on juice and candy. She had $116.25 left, $233.75 short of what she needed for Emma's insulin.
Lorraine walked to the bus stop, waited 20 minutes, rode the bus home. It was after 10 p.m. when she walked through the door. Emma was doing homework at the kitchen table. Mom, where were you? You said you'd be home by 8. Lorraine set down her purse. Long story. Are you okay? I'm fine, baby. Emma looked at her mother's face. You don't look fine. Lorraine sat down across from her daughter. I helped someone tonight, a man who was in diabetic crisis. Emma's eyes widened. Like me? Exactly like you. Did you save him? I think so. Emma reached across the table and took her mother's hand. You're a good person, Mom. Lorraine felt tears sting her eyes. She was too tired to hold them back. I used some of the money for insulin, glucose, to help him. Emma squeezed her hand. That's okay, we'll figure it out. But Lorraine didn't know how. That night, she lay in bed staring at the ceiling. The business card sat on her nightstand. Jake Morgan, attorney's number. She had no idea why he wanted her to call. Maybe to thank her. Maybe to pay her back the $10. She didn't care about the money. She'd done what any decent person would do. but sleep wouldn't come. Her mind kept calculating. $116. Insurance ends in 12 days. Emma needs insulin in 14 days. The math still didn't work.
The next morning, Lorraine sat at the kitchen table with coffee. Emma had already left for school. She looked at the business card. 10 a.m. It was 9:58. She picked up her phone and dialed. A professional voice answered. Morgan Legal Associates. Hi, I'm calling for Jake Morgan. My name is Lorraine Parker. One moment, please. Hold music. Then a different voice. Older, professional. Ms. Parker, thank you for calling. My name is David Chen. I'm Mr. Morgan's attorney. He'd like to meet with you today. Are you available at 2 p.m.? Lorraine hesitated. I don't understand. What is this about? Mr. Morgan will explain everything when you meet. The address is 4500 North Central Avenue, Suite 2200. Lorraine wrote it down. That was downtown, the financial district. Can you tell me what this is regarding? Mr. Morgan prefers to explain in person. Will 2 p.m. work? Lorraine checked the time. She didn't have anything scheduled. Her new part-time job didn't start until next week. Yes, I can be there. Excellent. Ask for Mr. Morgan at the reception desk. The call ended. Lorraine sat staring at the phone. 4500 North Central Avenue. She looked it up. A gleaming glass tower, 40 stories. What had she gotten herself into?
At 1:45 p.m., Lorraine stepped off the bus downtown. She looked up at the tower, glass and steel reflecting the desert sun. She felt underdressed, khaki pants and a simple blouse. This was a world of suits and power lunches. She walked into the lobby. Marble floors, a fountain, security guard at a desk. I'm here to see Jake Morgan. The guard checked his computer. 22nd floor, elevators to your right. Lorraine rode the elevator alone, watched the numbers climb. Her stomach knotted. The doors opened to a reception area, modern, expensive. A young woman sat at a desk. Lorraine Parker. Yes, Mr. Morgan is expecting you. This way. Lorraine followed her down a hallway, through a door, into an office with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Phoenix. And there, behind a massive desk, sat Jake Morgan. But he wasn't wearing a motorcycle vest. He wore a tailored suit, dark gray, white shirt, no tie. The tattoos were still visible on his neck and hands, but everything else about him screamed wealth and power. He stood when she entered. Miss Parker, thank you for coming. Lorraine didn't move. She stood in the doorway, confused. I don't understand. Who are you?
Jake gestured to a chair. Please, sit. Lorraine sat slowly, keeping her purse in her lap. Jake sat across from her in another chair, not behind his desk. My name is Jake Morgan. Everything I told you last night was true. I'm diabetic. I had a hypoglycemic episode. You saved my life. But there's more to the story. He leaned forward. 15 years ago, I got out of prison. I'd served 9 years for weapons trafficking. I was a member of the Mongols Motorcycle Club. 1%. The real deal. Lorraine said nothing. When I got out, I had nothing. I sold everything I owned. My bike, my tools, savings from before I went in, $8,000 total. I worked construction, 60 hours a week, 15 an hour. Lived in shelters, lived on the street, saved every penny I could. In 2012, I put $11,000 into Bitcoin. Lorraine's eyes widened. I sold half in 2017 when Bitcoin hit 19,000, made 20 million. Held the rest and sold in 2021 at 65,000, made another 71 million. I used 5 million to start a construction company. Today it's worth 60 million. Total, I'm worth about $152 million. Lorraine stared at him. And you were sitting on a curb in a gas station parking lot. Jake smiled.
Yes. Why? Because I test people.
Lorraine's hands tightened on her purse. What do you mean you test people? Jake stood and walked to the window. When I was in prison, I collapsed one day, appendicitis. The guards walked past my cell for 4 hours. They thought I was faking. An inmate saved my life. A guy serving life for murder. He screamed until a different guard came. He had more humanity than the so-called good people. Jake turned back to face her. When I got rich, I made a promise. I would find the real good people. The ones who help even when it costs them, especially when it costs them. Lorraine felt her stomach drop. So you fake emergencies? No, the emergencies are real. I'm diabetic, that's true. But I choose not to bring my insulin when I ride. I put myself in situations where I need help. That's insane. Maybe, but it shows me the truth about people. How many times have you done this? 20 times in 3 years. And how many people helped? You're the second. Lorraine couldn't breathe. Second? Out of 20? Jake nodded. The first was a veteran named Marcus Williams in Detroit 2 years ago. Everyone walked past him too. Marcus helped. Today, Marcus is the COO of my foundation. Lorraine stood up. I need to leave. Please, let me explain why I wanted to meet you. I don't want anything from you. I know. That's why you're here. Jake walked to his desk and picked up a folder. Lorraine Parker, 55 years old, emergency room nurse for 18 years, laid off 3 days ago from Phoenix Medical Center. Daughter Emma, 17, type 1 diabetic. You have $116 in your bank account. Emma's insulin costs $350 a month. Your insurance ends in 11 days. Lorraine's face went cold. How do you know all that? After you left last night, I had my team look into you. Legal background check, public records. That's a violation of my privacy. No, it's due diligence. I needed to know who you were before I made this offer. What offer? Jake opened the folder. I run a foundation, Second Chance Foundation. We help people who've fallen through the cracks, ex-convicts trying to rebuild, families drowning in medical debt. People like you. I don't want charity. It's not charity. It's a job. He slid a paper across the desk. Lorraine looked down at it. Employment contract. Position, field agent, Second Chance Foundation. Salary, $62,000 per year plus full benefits. She looked up at him. What's a field agent?
Jake sat back down. A field agent is someone who finds people who need help. You visit families, review applications, assess need. Then you connect them with our resources. What resources? We pay medical bills, rent, utilities. We fund job training, cover childcare, whatever people need to get back on their feet. Lorraine shook her head. Why would you hire me? I'm not qualified for this. You're the most qualified person I could find. I'm a nurse. Exactly. You know what it's like to work yourself to exhaustion for people who don't appreciate you. You know what it's like to choose between medication and rent. You understand struggle in a way most people can't. She looked at the contract again. And if I say no, then you walk out that door. No hard feelings. I'll still make sure Emma gets her insulin for the next year. Consider it payment for saving my life. Lorraine's voice cracked. Why are you doing this? Because yesterday, you had $127. You needed every penny. And you spent almost $11 to save a stranger, a tattooed criminal you'd never met. That's the person I need finding others like you.
Lorraine looked at the contract. $62,000 a year, full health insurance, dental, vision. She thought about Emma, about the insulin, about the bills piling up on her kitchen table. What's the catch? No catch. You work Monday through Friday, standard hours. You assess about 5 families a week, write reports, recommend funding. And you pay their bills? If they qualify, yes. How do they qualify? They have to be trying. That's the only rule. We don't help people who've given up. We help people who are fighting, but losing. Lorraine met his eyes. What if I make a mistake? What if I recommend someone who doesn't deserve it? Then you made a mistake. We all do. I trust your judgment. You don't even know me. I know the most important thing about you. When everyone else walked away, you ran towards someone in need. That's all I need to know. Lorraine picked up the contract. Can I think about it? Jake smiled. Of course. Take a week. Call that number when you decide. Actually? Lorraine picked up the pen on his desk. I don't need a week. She signed the contract. When do I start?
Jake smiled and stood. There's more. Lorraine looked up, wary. Your benefits include full medical coverage for you and Emma. No copays, no deductibles. Emma's insulin is covered completely, forever. Lorraine felt tears sting her eyes. Emma's college is also covered. 4 years, any school she gets into. Full ride. Lorraine couldn't speak. And one more thing. Jake walked to the window and looked down at the street below. You need a car for this job. Home visits, families across the Phoenix metro area. He pulled a key fob from his pocket and set it on the desk. Honda Accord, 2024, registered in your name. Company car. Lorraine stared at the key. I can't accept all this. Yes, you can, and you will, because you're going to use these resources to help hundreds of people over the next few years. This isn't charity, it's investment. Lorraine wiped her eyes. I don't know what to say. Say you'll meet Marcus. He's downstairs waiting. Who's Marcus? The first person, the one who helped me in Detroit. He'll train you.
Jake led Lorraine to a conference room on the same floor. A man sat at the table. Black, maybe 50 years old, close-cropped gray hair, kind eyes. He stood when they entered. Marcus Williams, meet Lorraine Parker, our newest field agent. Marcus extended his hand. Welcome to the family. Lorraine shook it. Jake said you helped him in Detroit. Marcus nodded. 2 years ago, I was working overnight security at a hospital. Found him in the parking lot. Looked like he'd been in a fight. Everyone said don't touch him. I didn't listen. Lorraine smiled. Same thing happened to me. That's the test. Jake's voice was quiet. Most people see the jacket and assume the worst. You two saw a human being. Marcus gestured to the chair. Sit. Let me tell you what we do here. For the next hour, Marcus explained the foundation. They'd helped over 2,000 families in 3 years, paid $12 million in medical bills, kept 300 families from losing their homes, funded job training for 500 ex-convicts. And it all started because I helped a stranger, Marcus said. Just like you. Lorraine shook her head. This doesn't feel real. It is. And tomorrow, you start changing lives.
2 weeks later, Lorraine sat in her new Honda Accord outside a small house in West Phoenix. She'd spent the last 2 weeks training with Marcus, learning the system, reviewing applications. Today was her first solo home visit. She looked at the file on her passenger seat. Rodriguez family. Maria Rodriguez, 38, single mother, 3 kids, works 2 jobs, behind on rent, daughter needs surgery, no insurance. Lorraine picked up the file and walked to the door. She knocked. A woman answered, tired eyes, hair pulled back, scrubs like Lorraine used to wear. Maria Rodriguez? Yes? My name's Lorraine Parker. I'm with the Second Chance Foundation. May I come in? Maria's face showed confusion, then hope, then fear. Is this about the application I filled out? Yes. Maria let her in. The house was small but clean. Kids' drawings on the fridge, toys organized in bins. 3 children sat on the couch watching TV. They looked at Lorraine with cautious eyes. Maria gestured to the kitchen table. They sat. Miss Rodriguez, I've reviewed your application. I'd like to ask you a few questions. Okay? You work 2 jobs, certified nursing assistant and overnight cleaning. That's about 90 hours a week. Yes. Your daughter Sophia needs heart surgery. The hospital wants $22,000 up front before they'll schedule it. Maria's voice broke. I've been saving. I have $3,000. but she needs the surgery soon. The doctor said maybe 6 months. Lorraine pulled out a folder. The foundation would like to help.
Maria stared at the papers Lorraine placed on the table. We'll pay for Sophia's surgery. All of it. $22,000. Maria's hand went to her mouth. We'll also cover your rent for the next 6 months. That gives you time to reduce your hours and spend time with your kids after Sophia's surgery. Maria started crying. Why? Why would you do this? You don't even know me. Lorraine thought about Jake in that parking lot, about the choice she'd made. Because someone helped me when I had nothing, and now it's my turn to help you. I don't understand. You don't have to. Just accept it. Maria wiped her eyes. How do I pay you back? You don't. But someday, when you're able, you help someone else. That's how this works. Maria stood and hugged Lorraine. Both women cried. Sophia, a little girl, maybe 8 years old, walked into the kitchen. Mama, why are you crying? Maria knelt and pulled her daughter close. Happy tears, baby. This lady is going to help you get your surgery. Sophia looked at Lorraine with wide eyes. Thank you. Lorraine smiled. You're welcome, sweetheart. That night, Lorraine drove home and walked through her door. Emma sat at the table doing homework. How was your day, Mom? Lorraine set down her purse. I helped save a little girl's life today. Emma smiled. Just like the guy in the parking lot saved you. Exactly like that. 3 months passed. Lorraine visited 62 families, recommended 58 for funding, helped pay over $1 million in bills. She was good at this, better than she'd ever been at anything. One afternoon, Jake called her into his office. Lorraine, I want you to come with me somewhere. Where? You'll see. They drove to a warehouse in South Phoenix. Jake parked and let her inside. The space was under construction, workers everywhere, blueprints on tables. What is this? This is the Second Chance Community Center, opening in 6 months. Lorraine looked around. What will it have? Job training, medical clinic, after-school programs, food bank, everything people need in one place. Jake pointed to a wall. That's where the plaque will go. What plaque? The dedication plaque. This center is named after you. Lorraine turned to stare at him. What? Jake smiled. The Lorraine Parker Community Center, because you were the second person to prove humanity still exists. I can't let you do that. Too late, already done. Lorraine looked at the empty space, imagined it full of families getting help, kids in after-school programs, people finding jobs. She started crying again. Jake put a hand on her shoulder. You changed my life, Lorraine. You didn't know who I was. You just knew I needed help. Now we're changing thousands of lives, all because you spent your last $11 on a stranger.
6 months later, the Lorraine Parker Community Center opened. Hundreds of people attended. Families who'd been helped. Local news, politicians. Lorraine stood at a podium outside the building, looking at the crowd. Emma stood in the front row, smiling. Marcus stood beside her. Jake stood to the side, arms crossed, watching with pride. Lorraine cleared her throat. A year ago, I was broke, unemployed, desperate. I thought my life was over. Then I met a stranger in a parking lot, a man who looked dangerous, a man everyone told me to avoid. And I made a choice. I chose to see a human being instead of a stereotype. That choice changed everything. The crowd listened. Today, this center opens its doors. It will serve thousands of people every year. People like I was. People who are trying but need help. And I want you to know something. Lorraine looked at Jake. The man I helped that night wasn't just testing me. He was giving me a chance to be the person I always wanted to be. We judge people by how they look, by their clothes, their tattoos, their past. But underneath all that, we're all the same. We all need help sometimes. And when we choose kindness over fear, we change the world. The crowd applauded. Lorraine stepped down from the podium. Jake walked over and hugged her. "Well done." "No," Lorraine said. "Thank you."
1 year after Lorraine signed the contract, she sat in her office at the foundation. Marcus knocked on her door. "Got a minute?" "Always." Marcus sat down. "There's someone I want you to meet." He gestured behind him. A young woman stepped into the office, maybe 23, Latina, nervous. "This is Carmen. She helped Jake last month in Tucson." Lorraine's eyes widened. "She's the third?" Marcus nodded. Jake did another test. Carmen works at a gas station. She used her entire paycheck to call an ambulance for him. Carmen's voice was small. "I didn't know who he was. I just knew he needed help." Lorraine stood and hugged her. "Welcome to the family." Carmen looked confused. "What family?" Lorraine smiled. "The family of people who choose kindness when everyone else walks away." 3 hours later, Carmen signed a contract as the Foundation's third field agent. Jake, Lorraine, Marcus, and Carmen sat together in the conference room. Jake looked at the three of them. "In 3 years, I've tested humanity 23 times. 3 people helped. You 3. That's a 13% success rate. But those 3 people have now helped over 3,000 families." He smiled. "Imagine what would happen if everyone chose kindness." 2 years later, Lorraine sat in a stadium full of parents. Emma walked across the stage in a cap and gown. The announcer called her name. Emma Parker, full scholarship to Arizona State University, pre-med. Lorraine screamed, jumped to her feet. Jake sat beside her, clapping. Marcus sat on the other side. Carmen sat next to Marcus with her 2 kids. They were a family now, not by blood, by choice. After the ceremony, Emma ran to her mother. They hugged for a long time. "I'm so proud of you, baby." Emma pulled back and looked at her mom. "You taught me this. You taught me to help people no matter what." Lorraine wiped her eyes. "No, honey, you taught me. When I lost my job, I was ready to give up, but you reminded me what mattered." Emma hugged her again. Jake walked over. "Congratulations, Emma." "Thank you, Mr. Morgan, and thank you for everything you've done for my mom." Jake smiled. "Your mom did it all herself. I just gave her a chance." That night, Lorraine drove home from Emma's graduation. She pulled into her driveway. Not the rental she lived in 4 years ago, a house she owned, bought outright with bonuses from the foundation. She walked inside and sat on the couch. Her phone rang. Unknown number. "Hello?" A woman's voice, nervous. "Is this Lorraine Parker?" "Yes." "My name is Beth. I got your number from the foundation website. I need help." Lorraine grabbed a pen and paper. "Tell me what's happening." The woman started crying. "I lost my job. My son has cancer. I can't afford treatment. I don't know what to do." Lorraine's heart broke and soared. "Beth, I want you to listen to me very carefully. You are going to be okay." "How do you know?" "Because 4 years ago, I was exactly where you are, and someone helped me. Now I'm going to help you." "Why would you do that?" "Because that's what we do. We help."
Lorraine scheduled a meeting for the next day. Hung up the phone. She looked around her house, at the life she'd built. All because she'd spent $11 on a stranger.
5 years after Lorraine met Jake, she got a call. Jake's in the hospital. She drove there immediately, ran to his room. He was sitting up in bed, pale but alive. Marcus stood beside the bed. "What happened?" Marcus smiled. "He did another test." Lorraine looked at Jake. "Are you kidding me?" Jake grinned weakly. "I'm 73 years old. Figured I had one more in me." "Who helped?" Jake pointed to the door. A teenager stood there, maybe 17. Black kid with scared eyes. "His name's Darius. Found me on the street. Used his phone to call 911. Stayed with me until the ambulance came." Lorraine walked to the door. "Darius, right?" The kid nodded. "Thank you for helping him." "I didn't know what else to do. He looked bad." "How old are you?" 17. "What do you want to do with your life?" Darius looked down. "I don't know. I was thinking maybe college, but my mom can't afford it." Lorraine smiled. "Come with me. I want to introduce you to some people."
10 years after the night in the parking lot, Lorraine stood at another podium, this time at the opening of the 4th Second Chance Community Center. In the audience, over 50 field agents, all of them people who'd been tested, who'd chosen kindness. Marcus sat in the front row, retired now, but still volunteering. Carmen sat beside him with her teenage daughter. Darius sat next to them, now a medical student, funded by the foundation. Emma sat on the other side, now a doctor, working at the foundation's medical clinic. Jake wasn't there. He'd passed away 2 years earlier, peacefully, in his sleep. But his legacy filled the room. Lorraine looked at the crowd. 10 years ago, a stranger tested me. He wanted to see if kindness still existed in the world. I didn't know it was a test. I just knew someone needed help. That decision changed my life. But more importantly, it changed thousands of other lives. She gestured to the field agents. Each person in this room was tested. Each chose kindness. And together, we've helped over 30,000 families. The crowd applauded. But here's what Take taught me. It's not about the test. It's about the choice. Every day, we have chances to help, to see past appearances, to choose kindness over fear. Most people don't take those chances. They walk away, they judge, they assume. But not you, not us. We chose differently. And look what we built.
After the ceremony, Lorraine sat in her car. Emma climbed into the passenger seat. "Good speech, Mom." "Thanks, baby." They sat in comfortable silence. Emma spoke first. "Do you ever regret it? Spending that money that night?" Lorraine looked at her daughter. "Not for 1 second." "Even though we were broke? Even though I needed insulin?" "Especially because of that. I knew what it was like to need help. So when I saw someone else who needed help, I couldn't walk away." Emma smiled. "That's why you're good at this." Lorraine started the car. "You know what the craziest part is?" "What?" "I thought my life was over when I lost that job. I thought I'd failed. But losing that job led me to that parking lot, which led me to Jake, which led me here. Sometimes our worst moments lead to our best ones." Emma reached over and squeezed her mother's hand. "I love you, Mom. I love you too, baby." They drove home together. That night, Lorraine sat at her kitchen table. She pulled out an old journal. She'd kept it since the beginning, since the night she met Jake. She flipped to a blank page and wrote, "Today we opened Center Number 4. 30,000 families helped. 50 field agents working across 6 states. All because I chose kindness over fear. All because I saw a human being instead of a stereotype. Jake used to say I passed his test. But the truth is, he gave me the greatest gift anyone ever gave me. He gave me a chance to matter. She closed the journal, looked around her kitchen, at the life she'd built, at the family photos on the wall. Emma, Marcus, Carmen, Darius, dozens of others, all connected by one choice, the choice to help. If you're watching this, you have a choice too. Who will you help today? Who are you judging by their appearance? What stranger needs your kindness? You don't have to have money. Lorraine only had $11. You don't have to have power. She was unemployed. You just have to care. Because that's all it takes to change the world. One choice, one moment, one act of kindness. The rest takes care of itself.